What's up, family? It's your man Irvin coming from your mama's basement, about to drop that fish. Another Unchained video. This is basically dealing with our boy Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? The man with the handles, the man who's a monster, a beast down low, the big man beast. You know what I'm saying? Where he just handling it, doing his thing, bodying people. Down low. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get into it. All right, this is coming from Fansider as well. I'm just going to read some of the tidbits from it. I'm not going to read the whole article because some of the article talks about videos and stuff like that, which we're not going to go too much into. I just want to get in depth, get out my opinion of what I think from Randall and what I expect from him going forward. With that being said, let's rock. Lakers offseason, break it down with Julius Randle offensive strength. Like the rest of his young teammates, Los Angeles Laker power forward Julius Randle underwent a turbulent year in his first full season with the team, encountering his fair share of up and downs, from starting the beginning of the season to then being benched by head coach Byron Scott 20 games into the season. Randle had a tough start to the season. To his credit, though, he remains a menace on the board and showed improvement in all facets. Because of his lack of a reliable jumper, defense often stacked the paint, daring Randle to shoot uncontested shots. Nonetheless, Julius often insists on trying to score in the clogged paint area by outmuscling his opponents, which a lot of guys say that. My only problem with that is this: at the beginning of the season, because he didn't have a jumper, a lot of times he would go down low, put his head down, and just bully his way, to the basket. Where there'd be like three defenders on there because that the scouts know he can't shoot, so they're clog the paint up. And then at the beginning, you notice that Randall wasn't really passing at the beginning. He didn't start passing till like towards the middle of the season, but he was more focused on bullying his way down low. And I'm like, come on, man, pass it. So that's one of my biggest things about him. Okay. Also, watching Julius Randle push the ball in open court was one of the most exciting parts of his otherwise disastrous Lakers season. In addition to his strength and power, Randle displayed ball handling skills unique to somebody of his build in the fast break, which I think is beautiful. I mean, that's one thing I can't say about the brother. He can put that ball on the floor and dribble. I still think he need to work on his handles because a lot of times he turned the ball over a lot too. You know what I mean? Sometimes he had the ball too long in his hands. For someone who's 6'9" and 250 pounds, Julius Randle's foot speed is outstanding. This will be a huge going forward in Randle's career, as he likely to see more favorable matchup against slower-footed players in a league in which switching happens on a perpetual basis. So you'll bet, like I said, you'll see a lot of that. You know what I mean? It was a lot of mixed matches. Like I said, if this guy, perfect his jumper, oh my gosh. And I mean, let's take LeBron James for example. Like I was telling somebody, that jumper, man, at the while, man, you're gonna need a jumper. And I'm not saying that you got to live and die by the jumper, but sometimes when they clog the paint up, you have no choice but to shoot a jumper. I mean, unless you gonna go in there and get a block and foul or charge. I mean, depending on how you go. But anyway, that's a different story. It may be a bit of an understatement to say that Julius Randle rebound is elite. Despite missing nearly his entire rookie season due to injury, Randle finished second among all rookies and sophomores in total rebounds, only behind the reigning Minnesota Timberwolves called Carl Anthony Towns. And that's crazy, right? Though his jump is nowhere near where it needs to be, the development of Julius Randle's vision is arguably just as important as the development of his jumper. In order to actualize the Draymond Green comparison, Randle's vision and passing ability needs to improve, which I already said. Now, wait a minute, let me finish this real quick before I jump. Thankfully, he started to display better pass instinct at the season progress, like I said earlier, notably having his first triple-double in the NBA towards the latter stage of the season. That was the game where he was bringing the ball down. He had 10 assists. Now, like I said, at the end of the day, um, with that being said, I think that Randle could be a decent player. I mean, to his ability, like he can dribble. He proved he could pass. Once he started playing a little bit under control, he could dribble, he could pass. He still had to work on his low post moves though, because he really just had that left hand, and he just really bullied people. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, there's gonna be some player teams where he gonna run into a center down low that's gonna make him alter his shot and make him force a lot of shots up. So with that being said, I know he's working on his jump shots on the off season. So that's a good thing for Randle, because the only thing really Randle need to work on is number one his defense, his low post defense. He has terrible low post defense. I mean, he was getting bodied. Let's be real. I mean, yeah, he was body people on the offense, but they were doing the same thing to him on defense. On when he was on defense. He had to work on his handles a little bit more because he did have a lot of turnovers when he used to bring the ball down. It used to frustrate me at the beginning of the season because sometimes he was just like JC, just uncontrollable, run down the court, and then he would lose the ball. You know what I mean? Or try to go to the paint and lose the ball. So he have to work on his handles. The number one option, jump shooting. In order for the Lakers to be able to run that triangle offense to a perfection, he got to have a jump shot. If he only got a 15 20 foot jumper, to start him off, that's cool, but it still give him opportunity to space the floor because you don't want him. And just say if we get Whiteside, you don't want him and Whiteside clogging the paint up, and there's not enough room spacing. That's the reason why Jahlil Okafor and him wouldn't work because at the point in time, a lot of people said Jahlil Okafor couldn't shoot. But over the course of time, Jahlil Okafor started hitting jumpers. But like I said, with Randle, his main thing is to work on his jumpers, to work on his low post defense, and work on his handles. And as time goes on, he's going to get better. And I try to tell people, a lot of people say, well, Draymond Green better, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I understand that. I got no knock on Draymond Green. I like Draymond Green. I was hoping that we could go after Draymond Green last year. You know what I mean? Well, make a trade for him because I like his game. He reminds me so much of Magic. I told you I'm a Magic fan. I love players who's unselfish and like to get teams involved. Those type of players, regardless of how bad he look or whatever, I get them mad credit. So with that being said, like I said before, Julius Randle, remember, that's only his first year. His first year, he was already a double-double machine, man. He was a killer on the boards, man. I mean, this guy will get rebounds. I mean, it's been a while since we actually had somebody that can actually do that. I mean, besides, Paul Gasol, I mean, but, and I think Bynum averaged, 8 or 9, but he was always injured. Anyway, I don't want to talk about those two guys. I like Paul, I like Bynum. They won a championship for, but I don't want to talk about those guys. I'm talking about our future. So, with that being said, like I said, look forward to Randle, hopefully, in that gym, because I ain't really follow him too much, off season to see what he's doing. There's not too many information out there on him on what he's working on. But I'm hoping the brothers, working on his jump shot, working on his handles, working on his low post moves, and working on his low post defense. They are the biggest spots that he really need to work on. His ability to pass, I think he showed flashes that he can do it. Like I said, at the beginning of the season, he was more of a selfish player. He would just, put his head down and just go into the paint. But over the course of time, he started becoming more unselfish. It's just like I said, we don't have no shooters. Only one we had really shooter was Lou, Russell. Nance wouldn't take no shots. He was just too unselfish, and he didn't have no. I guess he had no confidence. So you only, and I'm not even gonna count Kobe because Kobe was shooting 35%. One game he's hot, next game he basically shoots us right out the daggone game. And I'm against Kobe, he's old and all that. So with that being said, like I said, we only had really Williams, Russell. Nick Young ain't really get to play because Byron Sky ain't really let him play. So we only really had Clarkson, Williams, Russell. And that's it. We didn't really have no other shooters, man. I mean, the rest of them guys, man, they were so-so. It wasn't like Ryan Kelly. He might come in once in the blue moon, hit a couple shots. The next game, he go 1 for 5. So we only had just those 3 shooters. So we didn't have enough spacing. So that's why we suck. You know what I mean? So this year going forward, I know that we're going to get a lot of role players, a lot of shooters, because it got to complement Lou Walton's offensive scheme. And Randle, like I said, if he work on those things that I spoke about, this dude will be a beast, man. I know a lot of people are so focused on D'Angelo Russell. I said that Julius Randle will really be that leader. I just think that. I mean, like I'll go back to Golden State Warriors. I don't call Curry the leader of that team. I'll call Draymond Green the leader of that team because he is the voice. He is the inspiration of that team to get them boys going. You know what I mean? He's that fire. He's that bully. You know what I mean? And you need that type of bully player on your team to let these guys know that y'all ain't soft. That's why when him and LeBron was going at you, if y'all watch the game when him and LeBron was, going at it, and they were about to, well, not really fighting, but all with each other. If you watch the video just before, after when they brought the jump ball, look how Draymond Green was looking at LeBron James. He was staring him down while he was blowing in his hand. And what did LeBron do? LeBron turned his head. He wasn't even looking at Draymond Green. You already defeated the man just by staring at him. And that's what Draymond was doing. He was staring at him, letting him know that you already defeated. And Draymond Green was just staring at him, blowing his hand. You know what I mean? Blowing in his hand, staring at LeBron. LeBron just turned his head, looking down. One pan to do no mind, man. And that's what you need, man. You need somebody like that with that fire. So with that being said, it's your boy Urban. Look out for Julius Randle next year, baby. He's going to be what I expect him to be, the bully beast. That's what I'm going to call him. Now on, his name is Bully Beast. So with that being said, it's your boy Urban. Like, share, subscribe. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Have a blessed day, guys. You already know what it is.